Yeah. We're gonna start out today with where we left off yesterday, because the interview was so good I gotta finish the rest of it. This is Anthony Dewberry. This is Charleston White's homie. This is Real Life Productions YouTube channel. Go like and subscribe to their shit. They got some fire shit over there. Should we finna finish listening to this interview? Because it was good. All right.
Swear to God.
There you go. Now I want to.
And I'm gonna knock your bitch. Yeah.
And I'm gonna knock your bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock your bitch.
You don't ever feel sorry for knocking a nigga bitch? Like, damn, this bitch.
Say, man.
It's tragedy.
Right now, it's hoes in Huntsville, Texas. I don't give a damn. Fuck them. I got hoes in Huntsville, Texas right now. Never sold and everything. Get what them hoes got on them. AD. So if you niggas hearing and y'all see y'all hoe with an AD on their back, nigga, they got that because of me, Anthony Dewberry. Yeah, so don't let them hoes tell y'all it stand for nothing else. AD stand for Anthony Dewberry, and them hoes down there got my name tattooed on their back. Nigga, fuck them.
Baby, I'm biblical. You know, this is how, after Jesus died, nigga know.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. So I want to speak on, of course, 2010, you got out, you started the game-related, not game-related podcast with Charleston. But from 2010 up into that podcast, what was you on? What was you doing during that pocket before you start wanting to get a game back to the people?
I came home, my nigga, on a mission to do nothing but the right thing, my nigga.
Yeah.
Came home to my niggas. They got all the money, taking me shopping, giving me money. Want to put all kinds of bricks in my hand for me to say, nigga, I ain't with none of that.
Not for real.
For real, my nigga, man, I ain't with none of that. I don't even know what's going on. Niggas coming home, giving me pounds of shit. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't even know how much it costs. I'm giving it away.
Nigga.
Because I didn't want to be in the game. I called myself, I went to work at Parkland Hospital as an electrician. Making good money, my nigga. Talking about good money. They fired me. I was mad in the motherfucker because I felt like that was going to keep me out the game.
Yeah.
Once that happened, guess what happened? I went to pimping.
Ah, nigga, yeah.
I went to pimping, my nigga. And the money was coming good. But I didn't want to do it.
Did you have a snow bunny on you?
No, I ain't had no snow, but I had a yellow broad that was so bad. But I didn't want to do it, homie. I used to always say, man, this shit gonna come back and hunt me, my nigga.
Yeah.
That nigga Charleston used to tell me, man, you tripping. Man, I used to have that nigga Charleston go pick up the girls, right? And you go get the money and he'll come meet up with me, right? Because I was in a relationship, I'm playing.
Nigga.
I'm playing a big game. So that's why when niggas talk about Charleston White, nah, man, my motherfucking nigga played square business when it came down to making sure, nah, my nigga was Durham.
Yeah, we gonna make it work for you.
My nigga made it work, homie.
Yeah.
My nigga ain't never tried to knock me for the bitch. That nigga ain't never stole one penny. Not one penny.
Solid.
You hear me?
Solid.
And I stood there, my nigga, and I did that for a minute until I said, man, fuck this shit. Shit ain't for me, man. I got out of that shit, my nigga.
Making decent money at least were you?
Man, I made so much goddamn money, man. I got the broad I was with, we went and got a house in goddamn Mansfield.
Ah, yeah.
Furnished that bitch and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I told myself I was through with the game. Cause I said, this is what I want. I done bought this house. I done did everything, my nigga. In this time, these niggas ain't never done.
Nigga.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Shit, man. Only for me to goddamn me leave her. And I said, nigga, you know what? It is what it is. Cause nigga, I'm a go getting. I know how to go get it. I'm a go getter, nigga. Man, I got into, then that's thing you know, I started fucking with this music shit. Cause I used to always say, this music shit is how I'm able to get my message out to the young niggas.
Yeah.
So I went to fucking with this music shit, with the artists, came to realize, man, them niggas some bullshit.
Wait, you went in as an artist or as a manager?
I went in as a manager. I went in as with my own label and shit.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, man, this shit is fucked up. So
It still is.
after that, man, I got the club thing going. Man, I went to fucking with my niggas, man. Man, I brought niggas in with me, my nigga. I'm gonna tell you something, homie, about me. I let niggas eat with me, my nigga, that I should have let starve.
Yeah, like I said, it's Anthony Dewberry, Charleston White, homeboy, and it's Real Life Productions. They got a good YouTube channel. Go check them out. All right, yeah.
Square business, my nigga.
Story of niggas' lives.
Shout out to
I put, man, I'm talking about like niggas that ate with me, homie. I should have let these niggas starve, homie.
for real.
Square business.
Just because they character flaw or?
Homie, because nigga didn't stand on loyalty, my nigga.
For real.
Nigga didn't stand on loyalty, my nigga.
How do you read niggas nowadays? I mean, what? Cause it's like it's the barometer. Yeah, it's like you can't even really tell no more. Cause a nigga come in and act so genuine, but it's like you get to a certain point with a nigga, and you like, all right, that nigga ain't cut. But it's like sometimes you be like, is it me? Then you look at yourself like, maybe I'm just too set in my ways. You know what I'm saying? How do you tell anymore?
Nigga, I got a degree in people.
Yeah.
See, I got a degree.
101, 102, 103. Nigga.
I got a degree in people for doing 18 years, homie, being around niggas that's gonna lie to you, niggas that goddamn me real killers, niggas that's goddamn me. I done been around all the con niggas. I done been around every nigga you can name. I've been around them niggas, homie.
Yeah.
Man, I just swear to God, I've been around niggas that'll take your life right now
And walk over your dead body.
and won't even worry about nothing. But they gon' whenever do say it's time to go, them niggas going. You hear me?
Yeah.
And it wasn't because he was scared. It's because he had respect for what I was and what I stood for.
The old law.
See, I don't play that scared shit.
Exactly.
If you scared of me, I don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around no nigga that's scared of me, homie.
Thanks.
If you respect me, my nigga, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Because we on the same playing field. Nigga, when we in this game, if you need me to play quarterback, I'll play it. If you need me to play running back, I'll play it. If you need me to play a small lineman, I'll play it if it's gonna cost us to win, homie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I play the game. I don't play the big dog shit, my nigga. All my niggas are my niggas.
Let's win again.
Give a fuck about that big dog shit. My job is if you trying to be whatever, my job is to give you all the game so you can be that, my nigga. I don't need to get in front of you. That's what's wrong with the game now, my nigga.
Nah, for real.
We got too many niggas that want to get in front of their partners instead of helping their partners win.
And that sound like the music business, in Dallas at least.
Yeah.
Is that what made you get out the music business? Like you just seen just a lot of that?
Really cool.
Homie, the Dallas, I'm gonna tell you something about Dallas. This my
Shouldn't
thing.
be lowered, huh? Fuck it up.
When I watch the Dallas music scene, I realized something, homie. You ain't got no leaders in front. How can you control, how can you move a music scene when you ain't got no leaders in the front trying to knock down the doors?
Going circles.
Just think about what I'm saying, homie. History is a blueprint. Suge Knight now, they let somebody lead, not saying he was a gangster, but they let this nigga lead that was a goddamn college student. And they let everybody else help this nigga get to where he had to go.
You said it right too. Football player.
We don't have that here. If we see a nigga climbing to the top, you gonna have niggas on the side saying, that nigga a hoe ass nigga. No, that nigga a hoe, my nigga. Man, fuck that nigga. You gonna have more niggas on the side trying to tear him down, not realizing, man, if he open up the goddamn door, my nigga, we all can eat.
All right.
Don't realize.
We all can eat, my nigga. Don't worry about who make it to the top first. Let's just cheer that nigga on. But we gotta have a leader to put in a position, homie. And I don't wanna lead no rap niggas. No, I wanna lead the culture. Fuck rap niggas. I wanna lead that culture. That's my job, to lead the culture, my nigga.
So you got out of music to do, again, we're gonna get to game related, not the podcast, but you got out of music.
Just start fucking with this club shit.
Yeah.
Got into this strip club shit, and this underground shit, and goddamn me, that shit was a boom.
I was it a boom? Cause I'm like, that's a dark place.
Man, say, nigga, I had a strip club, nigga, that dude was in the hood, and guess what? Niggas, everybody was safe.
Oh, there you go. That's what we want first.
Man, everybody was safe.
Yeah.
You hear me? Everybody was safe, my nigga.
Yeah.
Shout out to my little nigga Dorito, my nigga. My little nigga Dorito used to be up in that bitch, my nigga. He gon' promote. That's my little nigga, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, Dorito nigga.
That's my little nigga, homie. That little nigga didn't turn his back on me, my nigga.
Damn.
A lot of niggas turned their backs, my nigga, but that little nigga there,
Definitely.
that little nigga stayed solid with his motherfucking unk, my nigga. Square business.
Yeah.
You hear me? But I made sure that all my little niggas ate, my nigga. Them little niggas ate, my nigga. But at the same time, we did it the right way, my nigga.
Hey, that's a lucrative game.
We did it the right way, man. We did it the right way, man.
That's great.
You know, haters came. They played the police game on us. Man, we don't give a damn about that. You know?
Do you think you'll ever get back into that industry? Because I feel like
Damn, it's going down. What
all
game
of
mode
the
did I pick?
strip
Shit.
clubs, most, but not some, but all of them are predominantly white owned, and I don't even feel like they understand what it takes to, you know, have the nigga enjoy himself. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I hate about Dallas, homie.
That's what I hate about it.
I'm being real. That's what I hate about Dallas, homie. When I sit around, I see all these niggas
Dang, my shit wasn't loaded.
want to be the DJs, want to be the goddamn everything. And I'm saying to myself, why y'all ain't came together and just got a whole club?
Yeah.
Why do all the white boys own all the clubs?
Yeah.
We had a nigga that came down from Houston, Texas, and started a motherfucking V-Live, and these niggas went crazy behind that. And I'm saying to myself, you know what, my nigga? I know right then that this shit was fucked up.
Yeah.
Man, I've been around the motherfucking globe, and I seen how these niggas shake niggas down. You can come to Dallas, Texas, and I'm watching how you embrace these niggas. And I'm saying to myself, man, this shit is fucked up.
Hell nah.
Nigga, I can't do nothing because guess what? I ain't got my chessboard complete.
I feel you.
And the only way I move is when that chessboard complete. I ain't gonna move this goddamn piece knowing that it'll destroy me because I ain't got my pieces together. I'm too smart, my nigga.
Right.
So I sit back and wait. Nigga, it's my time now.
Nah, it's crazy. I seen a business go to Houston. For sure, somebody come knock on that door.
I
You
heard
can't just
that
go in there
bitch.
and do what you want to do, goddamn.
Where the fuck did he come from?
These niggas drove a turkey leg truck down here.
Oh, he must have been that one in that truck.
All these goddamn turkey legs, all these goddamn turkey legs in Dallas. These niggas drove their truck down here.
Huh, man? Huh, man?
Man, what is it about Dallas niggas though, man? Cause it's like, say, man, we want to support everything, but what we doing?
Man, we run every goddamn thing. We go to the penitentiary, we kick everybody's ass. Man, Dallas niggas kick everybody's ass in the penitentiary. They come home and get what? They kick each other's ass. They forget about everything else.
Right.
And I be sitting back saying to myself, man, this shit gotta stop, my nigga. But you know what? I realize I can't stop these niggas, homie. I ain't even trying to stop these niggas. I say, man, I'm just trying to breed up a whole new nation.
There you go.
That's all I want to do, homie.
So I'm curious because
Holy shit.
you link up with Charleston White. Charleston he's advocating for the kids. He's out here pushing hard to get laws and
he got
things that
demos,
happened to him and what he saw change for the young black boys out here. And of course, you on your end, everything you've been through, y'all come
shit,
together to
that's-
create
yeah.
this thing called the Game Related Not Gang Related
come on.
podcast. How was that? What was the mission behind the
Ah, it's
podcast, and
something.
what was y'all trying to do right there?
The mission started as soon as I came home.
Shit, there we go.
As soon as I came home, my nigga said, this what I do. I said, my nigga, I'm for you. He called me to go
shit.
speak for schools.
Holy
He
shit,
called
that's
me to go
good.
speak in all these places I went.
Yeah.
I spoke in the juveniles and everything. And hype, that was something I had created.
And what is the hype? What does it stand for?
Helping young people excel.
There you go.
But my nigga is on a mission. I'ma support my nigga. No matter what I'm doing, if my nigga call me, I'm coming. My nigga was on a mission. I'm coming, my nigga. Give me a call. Hey, what's up? I need you to come. We finna go. Here I come. Say, my nigga, here I come, my nigga.
There you go.
I'm loyal to my niggas, homie.
Snipers way over there, too.
I'm loyal to my niggas, homie.
That's real.
I'm not like a lot of these niggas.
Yeah, people always wonder like when they see y'all together, like what was it
Homie.
and what is it that
When I was doing time, niggas want to know about Charleston White. Charleston White used to be in West Dallas every day. You know why? My nigga Patrick Weather, I just told y'all about, him and Monk was like this. You hear me?
Yeah.
My nigga stayed solid when a lot of these niggas folded. My nigga stood solid in real life when a lot of these niggas folded.
And he said that too. He said
Nah,
that.
homie, this real life.
Yeah, he said it. There's people he could stand with that other niggas can't stand with.
My nigga free right now, Red T. Shout out, real Gator Boy nigga, homie. He free now. That's my nigga Monk, brother, homie. Let me tell you something, homie.
Crazy.
A lot of niggas folded. Niggas turned their cheek, don't act like they don't see what's happening. Cool.
Shit.
I ain't no street nigga no more. But remember this, when I sit back and watch everybody talk,
Holy shit.
it's real life. Can't not one motherfucker bring paperwork on my nigga nut. Can't one nigga bring paperwork on my
They've
nigga.
been trying. I
And
ain't.
you know what I like about it? He take what you say
Oh, I got him, too.
and he win off of it. You call me a rat, guess what? I'm gonna use that as a stage name and I'm gonna win off of what you just said.
There you go. Feed somebody.
You said nigga, and my nigga turned nigga into a motherfucking man. Look what he done did. You gotta be a genius, homie, to play this game
Yeah.
with no feelings.
Holy shit.
So the West Dallas Super Bowl,
My nigga was right there.
was that young niggas?
Young niggas.
Yeah, that because I'm like he
Homie,
was.
they were kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Homie, they were kids that they brought together because we had two teams. They were kids, homie.
Oh, shit. Fuck that.
Where he came to support,
Snipers.
put the camera on the light, cause West Dallas, we ain't never had no motherfucking light. We ain't never had no cameras, my nigga. Ain't nobody talked about my motherfucking neighborhood the right way, nigga. We ain't got, man, my nigga, we got legends in my hood, homie. And I respect these niggas, homie. But we ain't never heard the story. That nigga came out to shine a light on the kids, not the old nigga. On the kids, homie.
And I guess the main thing is, was he ever in any danger at all?
How the fuck you in danger when you sitting with two motherfucking niggas that'll shut down the whole motherfucking city?
Amen.
Nigga, if you in danger, nigga. When you in danger, ain't no more talking. It's supposed to happen. Nigga, we sat there like that, nigga, and chill. Because guess what? Whatever gonna happen, gonna happen. Whatever gonna happen, homie. It's called real life. Motherfucker make it seem how they want to seem.
Damn,
Nigga, if I
ain't no
want your
way.
head,
We ain't
can't nobody
pressing
stop
no
me.
way, bro. That's crazy.
If I want your head, can't nobody stop me,
I
nigga.
got the
Yeah.
Nigga, God can't stop me if I really want you, nigga. So if you let somebody stop you, my nigga,
Ain't over there.
you didn't really want my head, homie.
Now we're gonna give some more game, but like you said, some legends came out of the West.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about Big Bro. We've been talking about him. God damn it, motherfuckers. Big Bro here.
Nigga right there.
Man, bring my nigga
I want to
down.
bring Big Bro on the
Man,
goddamn
bring my
couch,
nigga
man. Goddamn
down.
it. Y'all don't gotta wait too much
Man,
goddamn
bring my
long.
nigga
Holy
down,
shit.
man.
Man, you know, we ain't gotta sit here and guess and wonder who
they
the
couldn't even
hell
get past the beginning.
goddamn Aunt Dewberry talking about, man. We got Big Dew in the building, man. Welcome, sir.
What's up, man? What's up with it?
Man, hey, your younger brother just out here and spoke legends of you, man. What? First and foremost, did he hold a candle to what you really did, what you really live? As far as did he talk about you correct?
All right, this is cool, but you know, we'll get into something else. Let me see what else I got. Keith Murray was talking shit.
Well.
Dialogue, the art of dialogue. All right, hold on. Yeah, the art of dialogue. Check out their YouTube channel. I already liked the video, but let's see what Keith Murray
I
talking
only
about.
met Luda because we did the song, Fatty
Very
Girl,
funny.
and then we did the video. We start being around each other, and then I start noticing that Ludacris was similar to Redman. Kind of looked like him a little bit and like rap like him a little bit. But Redman came out before him, but I knew he was doing Chris
game
Lover
closed
Radio.
that. That's
And he interviewed me a few times, but I kind of forgot. And then I know Shaka Zulu and Jeff to the Left. And Jeff to the Left is related to Grand Puba. Like that. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, and I knew his artist Shauna. Shauna is another one that got away. Shauna is very beautiful woman to me. So, Rob Love, you know, Rob Love is the street promotion A&R. He will always be around and he would bring me around the artists. And Shauna was disturbing the peace. And then me and Shauna started taking a liking to each other.
Right.
So one day we was at the House of Blues and, you know, Shauna was on the wall, and she was on the wall, and I had her like this. I was like, on the wall. And Ludacris on the side like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know he is laid back. Don't do it. But she got the lips, voluptuous lips, with the eyelashes. Before the ladies were putting eyelashes on, her eyelashes was popping like little butterflies, though. Yeah. So Shauna, yeah. And then me and my man Drew used to road manage me. We was in Miami, so. Shauna was there. I connected with her. She said, yeah, I'm in Miami. I'm over here. I said, I'm going to come see you. So me and Drew, we walked, asked Drew, I kid you not, asked Drew. Walked over to the hotel, and her friend was in the room, and Drew was there. And Shauna was in the bed like this. So the bed was there, and I walked up on the bed, and I was touching her feet, massaging her. You know, she all voluptuous. And her father is a musician, right? From a group.
Look at this.
Right.
If you look it up, yeah, she's from a musical family.
Right.
So then the legs, the nice legs inside the legs, then open the legs, then boom, bang, ooh, I start eating the, eating the.
Keith Murray a fool.
Then I'm like, yo, Drew, got the condom? And like, oh, yeah. And the friend was like, yeah, y'all wildin'. Nah, this is my girl. You know, I had encounters with her. Like, but before, mind you, then, I was in this Benz, CL600.
Right.
And she was in the car with me. I had the Benz. Brett Bedell, God bless his dead. I bought the Benz. I bought it $160,000.
You know what I'm saying?
And she was in the Benz. I had a nice shirt. And she's very volatile. That's why I could tell a story, because she ain't gonna mind. She knows it's true. So I had the shirt on, the polo shirt and everything. She's ripping the shirt, pulling the shirt. I'm like, yo, I'm out. What are you doing? Get off of me. I'm driving. Like, no, stop. Get off of me. Stop. No, stop. What are you doing? I'm driving. So, you know, I had this relationship with her. But yeah, I had the legs. Eating the. boom, boom, boom.
He going in.
I don't know if she climaxed or not, but you know, I eat better than any
Oh,
butch.
come on, I missed it.
I would just want to say one thing. You can't say gay, lesbian, it. I apologize if I disrespect any homosexual people. You know what I'm saying? I learned that now. I will never say that again. But, you know, to each his own.
Right.
But, yeah, back to that. Eating the And
He didn't get my.
she never gave it to me. I never her.
Oh damn.
I could have had like 2 or 3, 4 kids by right now too.
At least
You know what I'm saying?
minimum.
I ain't playing my cards right.
Whoa.
And she bad too. I don't know if she got a boyfriend or nothing. I don't know if part himself. I don't know if she got
He
a
said I
boyfriend or
ain't playing
nothing,
my
but
cards right.
I'm the most eligible bachelor in the world, Shauna. Where are you at, my
He
Shauna, my
chooses
Shauna, my Shauna?
Keith Murray going in. He loving this whole internet podcast revolution that's going on. He talking all the shit lately.
Selling every
Charleston
goddamn
White.
thing. Knock off purses. Nah, homie. So every day you have to wake up and have something to sell. Every day you got to wake up and have something to sell. Why not find out what your people like and sell something to your people? Everybody else here.
Yeah, that's true.
Ain't nowhere in the world. I done been all around America. Every city, every hood, it's a Chinese, Asian person frying fish and cooking chicken for. Who got a better battle than a black person making frying chicken and fish?
Matter of
How
fact,
in the
look at this
are we
video.
eating chicken and fish from other good as we cook? How the we waking up every day going to everybody else restaurant eating from their taste buds, and we got our own taste buds?
That's true.
That's that Dr. King. One man changed that, homie. That was one man's dream. That was one man's dream to go hold hand with white people to be able to sit at them folk counter and drink coffee from their coffee machine. That was one man's dream.
Why do you think that black people bought into that?
Well, they didn't. The youth followed that dream. The elders rejected. Go watch the movie The Butler. Go back and
too
just,
high?
you gotta look behind the scenes and then go back and watch the movie The Butler. People mad them up. They son for to go down south and involve themselves in that revolutionary.
Right.
And it was with Dr. King. It wasn't with the Black Panthers. It was a big pushback, homie. Black people didn't like Dr. King at first.
No, I know that.
The elders, the youth bought into it. Why do you think so many young people was joining in on them lunch counter marches, getting their kicked, beat upside the head, just to be able to sit at a white man's table? Man, get y'all out of there before you get your eye put out. Let's go back and sit at Muddy Hill spot. Now we can't find no Muddy Hill spots nowhere no more. But we all like to go eat his steak.
Yeah.
Man, our elders lived into the 80s and the 90s and the 100s eating pork. They didn't eat beef.
That is true.
They didn't eat beef, homie. Our elders didn't eat beef.
You know, I see a lot of these guys, and I see they done been to wars.
On dope.
They done seen and done everything. And these dudes is living till like 90, 100 years old.
Man, my grandmother
Holy
come through the
shit,
heroin
I
era,
did.
homie.
Ah, it's too
My
late.
grandma was a prominent woman, who eventually ended up falling, victim to the heroin era.
Yeah.
Man, my grandmama hooked on heroin for 40 years.
40 years?
My grandmama almost 90. Healthy, driving, living by herself, going, nah, homie. Vibrant.
What the they putting in the food?
Well, they didn't have processed food. They sat in a house that was hot and they sweated. We don't sweat no more. Best way to clean and rid your body of toxins, homie, is sweating. Why you think everybody with good sense go to a sauna? We stay in the AC. At some point throughout their day, once or twice, 3 times a week, they go into a sauna and sweating. They exercising, sweating. That's the secret. The niggas used to eat slop, but they worked all day in the sun, sweating,
Right.
sunlight, sweating. When they stopped being slaves, they sat in them old houses fanning themselves with their dresses up, sweating. They was always sweating. We don't sweat no more. We like the white boy in the cave with all the diseases. In the dark, cool, no sunlight. That was him when he had all the diseases. Eating the red meat that bleed. Running from the sun. Black people are the only people that run from the sun, homie. Man, it's too hot out there. I ain't going out there until that sun go down. It's the source of life and energy. That's your vitamin D.
We don't believe in being in water.
We sun people, homie. Why we running from what we are?
We don't believe in none of that.
So we done reversed it, and he done reversed it. He, us, he, what we used to be, we, he, what he. You see, we done reversed.
And not just white people, everybody. But let's just use white people, for example. They love the pool. They love the ocean.
Tan. They love to get that sun.
They love getting darker. We trying to get lighter. They trying to get darker.
We run from the sun. It's too hot out there. Man, they go jogging and they sweat.
Yeah.
We think they nasty, man. Those sweaty white boys. We think sweating is nasty.
How did that happen?
Going to school with white people, wanting to be white. We want to be European, homie. That's why we watch so many European brands.
Yeah, and we got European beauty standards.
You got right, we do.
Uh,
Yeah, we want to be European.
and the European, they want to be like
They
us.
trying to get. Yeah, they trying to get nigga.
It's an irreversible.
The paradox.
Well,
I don't
just
think it's
like
reversible, see?
well, it's just
It's okay. Let me rephrase that. It's not reversible with people that's already been aged past a certain threshold.
yeah.
It gotta start.
We gotta do this. We gotta have the same concept as these mass marketing media outlets who invade children's minds.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a standard
Right,
in
don't fuck with
a
the
code
kids
of
in
ethics
marketing.
in marketing that, hey, on Saturday morning we're not doing no marketing while cartoons was on.
Yeah.
Nothing was marketed to kids in this country for a long time.
Yeah.
Now you have homossexuality in children's cartoons,
And
right?
everything,
And
bro.
everything, but it's gotten so it's in children's cartoon, right? So we've opened their awareness to this, right?
Yep.
Now media is targeting children's phones,
Yeah,
right?
they
So
are.
they're manipulating the system now. We got to be just as vicious. We got to have curriculums and programs, homie, where we got to quit saying they too young for this. Because the world is not saying they too young to know
Hey,
about
I got it.
sex. The world is not saying they too young to know about drugs. At one point in time, the world was saying that little mother ain't too young to pick cotton. Put his out there,
Right.
and if he don't meet his quota, I'm whooping his too. You know, how many you be a time when 5-year-old babies got to get that work? School.
So how do we become so civilized?
Well, we gotta come uncivil. I don't know how we became so civilized.
We comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Everything is nice. Everything
Well,
is
and-
given
and-
to us now.
And
But wasn't that part of the agenda though? As far as
Yeah, it
like
was.
tethering people to the government and making people lazy and not forcing them to do anything outside of that, which then
that was the Southern strategy. That was Nixon them.
Yeah.
You know, that was the flip of the parties. That's why you hear people say, well, the Republican parties, they switched. It was a Democratic strategy that made it appear as if they switched.
Yeah.
Now, some jumped ship. But man, that was a Democratic strategy, homie.
Holy
The
shit.
Southern strategy during Nixon's era.
kill nothing
that,
right now.
that this switched. Dr. King wasn't a Republican, but he pushed a lot of what the Republicans were saying because the Republicans,
Conservative.
up until this day, homie, are responsible for 100% of civil rights legislation in this country. 100%. That's not talked about.
Right, that's definitely not widely known. Can I hit that one? Ah, you bitch. What? Oh, we gotta back up. Oh, too high. Ain't hitting shit right now. But yeah, Charleston might be dropping game. Right now, no. That. Oh yeah. Definitely. This. Oh. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is better than some Omi in the Hellcat. Something's popping with Omi.
So y'all were working on a deal. How big was this deal?
To
be honest,
hold on. Do you have more interviews? Hold on. Yeah, this one. Let's try to see this one first. It might lead into the other one. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling it will. But damn, how many interviews did they drop yet? Oh shit, hold on. I want to see what he say about this too. That's about it. All right, cool.
Oh man, so let's get into it. You had a partnership with Tory Lanez. And this is the merchandise.
We were just about to sign the same day of his verdict. We were like all week, I tried not to bother him that whole week, and we were like, yo, bro, you got this. Because the whole point of a court case is to, to prove something beyond a reasonable doubt. Which there was a reasonable doubt there, not
very reasonable.
I had a judge who told me one time,
and I heard
this woman's testimony on you was terrible. But in my heart, I feel like you did it, so you did it. That's not the way it's supposed to go down in court. Like, there was an eyewitness that said the lady shot, Tory shot in the air. That's one. Number two is they never said that them two was fighting. It was just so much bullshit within the case that there was enough reasonable doubt. Like, wait, did he do it? They already had their minds made up when they walked in there. Because if this is a case that if reasonable doubt, this is like the #1 case of all time because there was no indication that Tory shot at her. And then shooting with negligence.
Must be a cool
according to the eyewitness, he shot in the air.
You can't get that rocket.
The eyewitness said the girl was shooting.
That's not the same.
And Kelsey's testimony herself, she said, I don't want to incriminate myself, which was leading you to believe that she was the shooter.
Yep.
Damn.
And it's fucked up. Party went on Instagram and said, they're judging her past. No. Like, the reason why that man didn't take a stand is because they were getting ready to bring up his past. It's fucked up, man. It's a sad case.
It is.
My thing is, why didn't he testify?
Because that same reason they were threatening to bring up. He didn't want to cause any more friction with his lyrics. But like literally, she made a rap about the same case, saying that he had a bitch ass gun. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. That man definitely got framed.
If she shot him, well, if Kelsey shot Megan,
he got framed.
Why didn't he go on the stand and say that? Did he have to keep that image of not rat?
Then what? Then people will be under your post calling him a rat. It's. I think, let me tell you something, man. That man did an amazing job of never speaking about that case. He did an amazing job. Everybody thought that he was lying when he said that was his girl. She went on their television and said, we never had no sexual relations.
Right.
Like, she lied about so much things. Like, he deserves another shot, benefit of a doubt. Because in my heart and in my mind, through the case, I'm not talking about from our conversations, through the case, that man didn't do it.
And the appeal takes what, 3-4 years?
Yeah, he's gonna be in there for a minute first.
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
I know he has to get sentenced before the appeal, right?
Yeah, that shit's gonna be a
That's
long
January
process.
27th.
Yep, 27.
And that's even if the judge is like kind of lenient on him. And forget all about that. Like, he's gonna get extradited. So forget Tory Lanez doing 2 or 3 years, right? He's gonna get extradited, never allowed back into this country.
Yep, straight to Canada.
Dang, it's sad time.
No DNA on the gun.
Straight to Canada.
No DNA. Her DNA was on the gun. His DNA was on the gun. It's man, horrible. And why didn't he get charged with attempted murder? The eyewitness said that all 3 of them were trying to throw her in the lake. Nobody else got charged.
Oh.
That district attorney had it out for him.
After the verdict, his dad went crazy. Went outside blaming Rock Nation, blaming Jay-Z, claiming that they targeted Tory because he didn't want to sign the Rock Nation.
It's probably true.
I have no idea about that. But there was something that was posted where where I think I'm not mistaken if his dad posted it or not, where it showed that one of the members of the jury used to work for Rock Nation. Now, if that's not called for a I don't see no one reporting on that. Now, if that's not called for a mistrial, then I don't know what is.
Damn,
he literally posted this white gentleman who worked for Rock Nation as a member of the jury.
That's ridiculous.
No, and this is what bothers me the most. 2 days before the verdict, you have two jurors that were swapped out. You know, that they were looking like they were in Tory's favor.
And they swapped them out.
They swapped them out. It looked like they were getting intimidated, honestly. Because one of them had to leave because of medical reasons. Like, I ain't trying to hear that shit.
And then the bodyguard was missing to the day of. There's a lot of fishy shit going on.
Bro, this is when you're talking about lynching and crucifying and hanging a black man, and like back in the day slavery time, this is a 2020 version of a 2022 version of hanging a black man in front of the media with no one giving a fuck about it. Like, people rather speak about Tory than speak about Balenciaga. It's crazy.
This caused the divide too between men and women. You know,
No,
the verdict
100%.
came out, a lot of women. They still arguing right now as we speak.
Listen, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You know, and let's say,
Let's get this. Fuck it.
like, does he deserve 20 years for 2 stitches? Because she walked right up, like, her life was never in danger. Obviously, nobody was trying to kill her.
Twerking the next day on Instagram.
And then what she said was that he jumped out of the driver's side and was shooting over the Escalade. Tory's little ass was shooting over the Escalade. And he was shooting over the Escalade. How your toe get grazed? Horrible, horrible case. Horrible case. Horrible case.
All right, on that note, oh shit. Let me try to kill this dude. I'm gonna fucking die trying to go over there, but hold on. Oh shit, I don't got no fucking reload. Oh, bitch. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Give me a second. All right, my bad. I'm back. A minute. Let's see what else we got going. Yeah, think, oh, this one. Yeah, we gotta watch this one. See what this is about. Obviously, hold on. Obviously, this is say cheese and shit. You know, everybody should know that.
But we were just about to sign the same day of his verdict.
Yeah,
we were like all week.
Cool. So for sure. Thing you're gonna talk about is Jurley.
So you're really waiting until 2024 to really go crazy because
100%.
everything's going to be cheap.
Bro, this is all going to be like, people want to go out right now and show off. Go ahead, bro. You're going to be wishing you had these years back.
Man. Speaking of that, my next question, you got a lot of jewelry around your neck right now. Which piece is like the you know, that piece?
For me right now, like emotionally, it's probably this fast lanes. Cause like, you know, you're one of the only people that ever known that, you know, we were like working with Tory.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, so like right now, I look at this piece right now, bro, and I get kind of like emotional. So right now, like, it's the fast lanes piece, like, you know, It got some emotion behind it.
How much is all that together?
What the fuck?
Including the watches.
This is over a kilo. This is about 850 grams. The piece is another 500 grams. So right now I probably got around like 400.
Okay. 400,000. All that 400,000?
Yeah, about a little over 4.
See, rappers
Dudes
would
be
have got
exaggerating though. Niggas be like, oh, this is $1 million.
That's what I was about
you don't
to
get
say.
the hell that cap ass shit out of here.
Is jewelry a waste of money?
100%. I'm about to become a jeweler, and that's another thing that I'm about to become. So right now, like I just use jewelry more for marketing because you could write it off also because it does serve a purpose for marketing. But if I'm just gonna grab a chain, like and to invest, you get an 18 karat gold, all gold, no diamonds, no nothing. It's a waste of money.
So why buy it?
Huh?
So why buy it if it's a waste of money?
It's marketing. People don't like. It's like nobody wants to pay attention to a broke rapper. You know what I'm saying?
It's fucked up how the culture is,
Bro,
man.
It's crazy, man. You could have a lot of money and be trash. Niggas will love you, but you could be hot with no money. Niggas ain't listening to that bullshit.
Man, so you're about to become a jeweler.
Yeah, that's one of my.
That's tight.
It's one of my things that I want to
hell
become.
no.
Like
Where
a
you-
Johnny Dang type of jeweler.
Where are you gonna source your diamonds from? Like, how does that whole?
I'm working with a big company right now who just literally contacted me today. That's where I spent, I just bought a truck, so I've been all day dealing with them. It's two companies. One's from India, and then the other ones are the Jews. That's the only way you can go.
Right.
I was telling somebody about you because people, you have money, so a lot of people they have these assumptions about you, and I was like, man, one thing about Omi is
Cool.
he'll partner with he'll give a lot of people a shot as far as like partnerships
body
and things of that nature, man. Like you're one of the few people who has an open ear for people who have an idea, and I feel like a lot of people aren't like that when they get money.
Yeah, people always have the wrong assumption of me because they don't know me because I keep my stuff like boxed in. Like you don't really see me like out there moving and shaking the way I'm supposed to be, or dabbing up a rapper and giving them a pair of sneakers. Like if you hit me up, I'll send you shit for free. You know what I'm saying? I got love for everybody, but I just try to stay out of the mix. Because I ain't trying to burn myself out here either. But 2024, man, you're gonna be seeing me out here a lot. I'm gonna be in the hotel rooms with all the jewelry around my. You're gonna see. I'm gonna get this shit lit.
All right. Here we go. Omi. Doing it big as usual. It's crazy. About to be a jeweler. He said the only way you can go is the Jews. Oh shit. Oh, almost had that motherfucker. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see. That over here. What about no? Let's leave. Oh, right here. Yeah, I got some shit right here. Audio be different every time.
Jack Boy says he spent over $250,000 on Amari jeans.
He just sounds retarded. I mean, he sounds stupid. That's goofy.
Right.
Like, if he spent that, he needs to be having some type of percentage in there. He need to be working there, like executive designing. $250.
Do that.
I don't know them people's situation, but I hope his mom and them in some type of good house. For him to be paying $250 on them damn jeans, cause that shit ain't even. That shit is wild, bro. Like I'm going to Zara, bro. Still Zara, man. Like I'm going there. I'll get an outfit from there, bro. I'm not going to pay no $250,000 over the course of no amount of time for no jeans. It's not happening. That's kind of goofy, but I can't tell him to do with his money. But I mean, for that, he should have bought up half of Florida. Like he could have bought up a little. I mean, not half of Florida. I'm just like over exaggerating, but he could have went and bought a lot of more property than them damn jeans. Anywhere in one time and just throw them probably back in the room. It's just wild.
It's just
Young boy got into it with No Cap, and he said, "F you with my herpes dick."
He way out. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn.
Young boy lost me when he started painting his nails and shit and doing all that other shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I don't fuck with Young Boy. I don't even listen to his music, bro. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because he painted his nails?
Nah.
Well, I mean that, like I really didn't mess with him before that, but yeah, I mean that shit, like him being a rapper and then he doing all that weird ass shit, and then he did a song with 6ix9ine, right? Or he fucked with him or something?
Nah, I don't think he messed with 6ix9ine.
He did a song with like Lil Nas X or something.
I thought I could have swore. I don't know. I might be mistaken, bro.
Oh no, he did say that he would do a song with 6ix9ine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew something. Like I knew he had something or something around that, but yeah, bro. But that's weird, bro. He be saying some wild ass shit. Yeah, he called Boosie. I mean, I don't know if he called it, but it sounded like he was talking about Boosie in that song where he was like, "Oh, dude from my city, the murder man. That's why he mad at me, cause his old ass broke. He been doing this his whole life and I already passed him or some shit." So I mean, he like hard with the rapping and shit. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if I hear the music, I heard that song and I'm like, he cold. You feel me? Like he hard, but all that other shit is weird to me. I don't really fuck with it.
Right. Ooh, look at that move.
Yeah, man. Young Boy, he released over 100 songs this year.
No, yeah, you could say he Tupac, like of this generation, low-key. Yeah, and his music, like I ain't gonna lie, I heard some of his shit, like little, like songs of it. Some of that shit is kind of like, if you listen to what he's saying, like if you really listen to that shit, it be kind of like hard to do. But overall, I'm not really a big fan of him.
Right.
I think he more for like kids and shit.
Yeah, younger niggas. Shit.
For me, I don't really listen to that shit.
He ain't bugging with it. Understandable. Alright, let me try to play this shit for a minute. Give it a go for a few seconds. Hold on, let me see what this is at first. I don't know what this game mode is. My ass killed right now.
We posted that on Say Cheese. It got like 600,000. Well, it did like two to 600,000. I forgot because I post you quite often. But somebody asked in the comments. They said, "Well, Say Cheese, why does Charleston White hate King Von so much?"
Oh, man, he killed black people and bragged about it.
Looks like the wait's over.
He's not, man, he bragged about killing black people. Some of his most prolific, most entertaining songs is talking about how he killed black people and get away with it. He was actually in jail for murder.
Damn.
When you look at the court documents, the only reason he was released from jail is because the witnesses came up dead. Only for him to get out of jail, homie, champion murder. When you look at his victims, all his victims is black people, both men and women. And then the guy say, "I'm a demon." I'm against all of that. Morally, spiritually, and I'm against all of that, huh? And then I know the story of Tuka. In all my years of hearing Tuka's name, I never heard nobody say Tuka was a gangbanger. None of his ops, or so-called, or whatever that is. I've never heard none of Tuka ops say Tuka killed my partner, Tuka did this, Tuka was this. I never heard nobody say that, homie. So I'm saying, homie, are these real demons? We got to start asking ourselves, are these real demons?
Damn.
When a motherfucker say I'm on demon time and his demon time consists of him killing people, are these real demons? And I'm saying, man, when I look at that, that's a real demon. When I look at the silence of their mothers, at some point my mama gonna come out and say, "Man, this boy ain't never killed nobody. This boy, I've been raising him like that." My mama gonna come out and say this. The boy, he wasn't raised like that. And if he did, I didn't know nothing about it, but he wasn't raised like that. So my mother say silence is a form of agreement.
Right.
If I'm somewhere and a nigga run around and say, yeah, nigga, when I was done this,
Right,
nigga, when
that's
I was in the
fine. We
tank, I
finally
was
got
whooping
you.
nigga, and I was this, and I've been in prison with him, and I let him say that, and I know he's lying, then I'm in agreement with him. Come on,
Right.
man, come on, bro, you wasn't doing that. Stop that, man. So I'm saying, was he a real demon? And when did we start worshiping and honoring and idolizing something that professed to be a demon? Was he a real demon?
I don't know. Good question, Charleston. Right. I'm gonna try to get some kills in this game. I'm playing like ass today. But give me a second. There you go.
Do not accumulate more.
Getting killed again. So what he said.
Fear is misdirected energy and must be redirected or transmuted into faith. Jesus Christ said, "Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? All things are possible to him that believeth." I am asked so often by my students, how can I get rid of fear? I reply, by walking up to the thing you are afraid of. The lion takes its fierceness from your fear. Walk up to the lion and he will disappear. Run away and he runs after you. I have shown in previous chapters how the lion of lack disappeared when the individual spent money fearlessly, showing faith that God was his supply and therefore unfailing. Many of my students have come out of the bondage of poverty and are now bountifully supplied through losing all fear of letting money go out. The subconscious is impressed with the truth that God is the giver and the gift. Therefore, as one is one with the giver, he is one with the gift. A splendid statement is, I now thank God the giver for God the gift. Man has so long separated himself from his good and his supply through thoughts of separation and lack, that sometimes it takes dynamite to dislodge these false ideas from the subconscious, and the dynamite is a big situation. We see in the foregoing illustration how the individual was freed from his bondage by showing fearlessness. Man should watch himself hourly to detect if his motive for action is fear or faith. Choose ye this day whom we shall serve, fear or faith. Perhaps one's fear is a personality. Then do not avoid the people feared. Be willing to meet them cheerfully, and they will either prove golden links in the chain of one's good, or disappear harmoniously from one's pathway. Perhaps one's fear is of disease or germs. Then one should be fearless and undisturbed in a germ-laden situation, and he would be immune. One can only contract germs while vibrating at the same rate as the germ, and fear drags men down to the level of the germ. Of course, the disease-laden germ is the product of the carnal mind, as all thought must objectify. Germs do not exist in the superconscious or divine mind, therefore are the product of man's vain imagination. In the twinkling of an eye, man's release will come when he realizes there is no power in evil. The material world will fade away, and the fourth dimensional world, the world of the wondrous, will swing into manifestation. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Chapter 7, Love. Every man on this planet is taking his initiation in love. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another. Ouspensky states in Tertium Organum that love is a cosmic phenomenon and opens to man the fourth dimensional world, the world of the wondrous. Real love is selfless and free from fear. It pours itself out upon the object of its affection without demanding any return. Its joy is in the joy of giving. Love is God in manifestation and the strongest magnetic force in the universe. Pure, unselfish love draws to itself its own. It does not need to seek or demand. Scarcely anyone has the faintest conception of real love. Man is selfish, tyrannical, or fearful in his affections, thereby losing the thing he loves. Jealousy is the worst enemy of love, for the imagination runs riot, seeing the loved one attracted to another, and invariably these fears objectify if they are not neutralized. For example,
oh yeah. By the way, this is the game of life and how to play it. Over Master Key Society. Alright? Check it out if y'all like philosophy, because that's all this is, philosophy.
a woman came to me in deep distress. The man she loved had left her for other women and said he never intended to marry her. She was torn with jealousy and resentment and said she hoped he would suffer as he had made her suffer, and added, "How could he leave me when I loved him so much?" I replied, "You are not loving that man, you are hating him," and added, "You can never receive what you have never given. Give a perfect love and you will receive a perfect love. Perfect yourself on this man. Give him a perfect, unselfish love, demanding nothing in return. Do not criticize or condemn, and bless him wherever he is." She replied, "No, I won't bless him until I know where he is." "Well," I said, "that is not real love. When you send out real love will return to you, either from this man or his equivalent. For if this man is not the divine selection, you will not want him. As you are one with God, you are one with the love which belongs to you by divine right."
60 meters from your position.
Several months passed, and matters remained about the same. But she was working conscientiously with herself. I said, "When you are no longer disturbed by his cruelty, he will cease to be cruel, as you are attracting it through your own emotions." Then I told her of a brotherhood in India who never said good morning to each other. They used these words, "I salute the divinity in you." They saluted the divinity in every man and in the wild animals in the jungle, and they were never harmed, for they saw only God in every living thing. I said, "Salute the divinity in this man and say, I see your divine self only. I see you as God sees you, perfect, made in his image and likeness." She found she was becoming more poised and gradually losing her resentment. He was a captain, and she always called him the Cap. One day she said suddenly, "God bless the Cap wherever he is." I replied, "Now that is real love. And when you have become a complete circle and are no longer disturbed by the situation, you will have his love or attract its equivalent." I was moving at this time and did not have a telephone, so was out of touch with her for a few weeks, when one morning I received a letter saying, "We are married." At the earliest opportunity, I paid her a call. My first words were, "What happened?" "Oh," she exclaimed, "a miracle. One day, I woke up and all suffering had ceased. I saw him that evening and he asked me to marry him. We were married in about a week, and I have never seen a more devoted man." There is an old saying, "No man is your enemy, no man is your friend. Every man is your teacher." So one should become impersonal and learn what each man has to teach him, and soon he would learn his lessons and be free. The woman's lover was teaching her selfless love, which every man sooner or later must learn. Suffering is not necessary for man's development. It is the result of violation of spiritual law, but few people seem able to rouse themselves from their soul sleep without it. When people are happy, they usually become selfish, and automatically the law of karma is set in action. Man often suffers loss through lack of appreciation. I knew a woman who had a very nice husband, but she said often, "I don't care anything about being married, but that is nothing against my husband. I'm simply not interested in married life. She had other interests and scarcely remembered she had a husband. She only thought of him when she saw him. One day, her husband told her he was in love with another woman and left. She came to me in distress and resentment. I replied, "It is exactly what you spoke the word for. You said you didn't care anything about being married, so the subconscious worked to get you unmarried." She said, "Oh yes, I see. People get what they want and then feel very much hurt." She soon became in perfect harmony with the situation and knew they were both much happier apart. When a woman becomes indifferent or critical and ceases to be an inspiration to her husband, he misses the stimulus of their early relationship and is restless and unhappy. A man came to me dejected, miserable, and poor. His wife was interested in the science of numbers and had had him read. It seems the report was not very favorable, for he said, "My wife says I'll never amount to anything because I am a 2. I replied, "I don't care what your number is. You are a perfect idea in divine mind, and we will demand the success and prosperity which are already planned for you by that infinite intelligence." Within a few weeks, he had a very fine position, and a year or 2 later, he achieved a brilliant success as a writer. No man is a success in business unless he loves his work. The picture the artist paints for love of his art is his greatest work. The pot boiler is always something to live down. No man can attract money if he despises it. Many people are kept in poverty by saying, "Money means nothing to me, and I have a contempt for people who have it." This is the reason so many artists are poor. Their contempt for money separates them from it. I remember hearing one artist say of another, "He's no good as an artist. He has money in the bank." This attitude of mind, of course, separates man from his supply. He must be in harmony with a thing in order to attract it. Money is God in manifestation, as freedom from want and limitation, but it must be always kept in circulation and put to right uses. Hoarding and saving react with grim vengeance. This does not mean that man should not have houses and lots, stocks and bonds, for the barns of the righteous man shall be full. It means man should not hoard even the principal if an occasion arises when money is necessary. In letting it go out fearlessly and cheerfully, he opens the way for more to come in, for God is man's unfailing and inexhaustible supply. This is the spiritual attitude towards money, and the great bank of the universal never fails. We see an example of hoarding in the film production of Greed. The woman won $5,000 in a lottery, but would not spend it. She
Holy
hoarded
shit.
and saved, let her husband suffer and starve, and eventually she scrubbed floors for a living. She loved the money itself and put it above everything. And one night she was murdered and the money taken from her. This is an example of where love of money is the root of all evil. Money in itself is good and beneficial, but used for destructive purposes, hoarded and saved, or considered more important than love, brings disease and disaster and the loss of the money itself. Follow the path of love, and all things are added, for God is love, and God is supply. Follow the path of selfishness and greed, and the supply vanishes, or man is separated from it. For example, I knew the case of a very rich woman who hoarded her income. She rarely gave anything away, but bought and bought and bought things for herself. She was very fond of necklaces, and a friend once asked her how many she possessed. She replied, 67. She bought them and put them away, carefully wrapped in tissue paper. Had she used the necklaces, it would have been quite legitimate, but she was violating the law of use. Her closets were filled with clothes she never wore and jewels which never saw the light. The woman's arms were gradually becoming paralyzed from holding on to things, and eventually she was considered incapable of looking after her affairs, and her wealth was handed over to others to manage. So man, in ignorance of the law, brings about his own destruction. All disease, all unhappiness, come from the violation of the law of love. Man's boomerangs of hate, resentment, and criticism come back laden with sickness and sorrow. Love seems almost a lost art, but the man with the knowledge of spiritual law knows it must be regained, for without it, he has become as sounding brass and tinkling cymbals. For example, I had a student who came to me month after month to clean her consciousness of resentment. After a while, she arrived at the point where she resented only one woman, but that one woman kept her busy. Little by little, she became poised and harmonious, and one day, all resentment was wiped out. She came in radiant and exclaimed, "You can't understand how I feel." The woman said something to me, and instead of being furious, I was loving and kind, and she apologized and was perfectly lovely to me. No one can understand the marvelous lightness I feel within. Love and goodwill are invaluable in business. For example, a woman came to me complaining of her employer.
Damn, they already
She
got
said she
it.
was cold and critical and knew she did not want her in the position. Well, I replied, salute the divinity in the woman and send her love. She said, I can't, she's a marble woman. I answered, you remember the story of the sculptor who asked for a certain piece of marble? He was asked why he wanted it, and he replied, because there is an angel in the marble. And out of it, he produced a wonderful work of art.
Oh, he almost got me.
She said, very well, I'll try.
Oh.
A week later, she came back and said, I did what you told me to, and now the woman is very kind, and took me out in her car. People are sometimes filled with remorse for having done someone an unkindness, perhaps years ago. If the wrong cannot be righted, its effect can be neutralized by doing someone a kindness in the present. This one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. Sorrow, regret, and remorse tear down the cells of the body and poison the atmosphere of the individual. A woman said to me in deep sorrow, treat me to be happy and joyous, for my sorrow makes me so irritable with the members of my family that I keep making more karma. I was asked to treat a woman who was mourning for her daughter. I denied all belief in loss and separation and affirmed that God was the woman's joy, love, and peace. The woman gained her poise at once, but sent word by her son not to treat any longer because she was so happy it wasn't respectable. So mortal mind loves to hang on to its griefs and regrets. I knew a woman who went about bragging of her troubles, so of course she always had something to brag about. The old idea was if a woman did not worry about her children, she was not a good mother. Now we know that mother fear is responsible for many of the diseases and accidents which come into the lives of children. For fear pictures vividly the disease or situation feared, and these pictures objectify if not neutralized. Happy is the mother who can say sincerely that she puts her child in God's hands and knows therefore that he is divinely protected. She, in this way, throws about him a great aura of protection. For example, a woman awoke suddenly in the night feeling her brother was in great danger. Instead of giving into her fears, she commenced making statements of truth, saying, man is a perfect idea in divine mind and is always in his right place. Therefore, my brother is in his right place and is divinely protected. The next day, she found that her brother had been in close proximity to an explosion in a mine, but had miraculously escaped. So man is his brother's keeper in thought, and every man should know that the thing he loves dwells in the secret place of the Most High and abides under the shadow of the Almighty. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Perfect love casteth out fear. He that feareth is not made perfect in love, and love is the fulfilling of the law. Chapter 8, Intuition or Guidance. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. There is nothing too great of accomplishment for the man who knows the power of his word, and who follows his intuitive leads. By the word, he starts in action unseen forces and can rebuild his body or remold his affairs. It is therefore of the utmost importance to choose the right words, and the student carefully selects the affirmation he wishes to catapult into the invisible. He knows that God is his supply, that there is a supply for every demand, and that his spoken word releases this supply. Ask, and ye shall receive. Man must make the first move. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. I have often been asked just how to make a demonstration. I reply, speak the word, and then do not do anything until you get a definite lead. Demand the lead, saying, Infinite Spirit, reveal to me the way. Let me know if there is anything for me to do. The answer will come through intuition or a hunch, a chance remark from someone, or a passage in a book, etc., etc. The answers are sometimes quite startling in their exactness. For example, a woman desired a large sum of money. She spoke the words, Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply. Let all that is mine by divine right now reach me in great avalanches of abundance. Then she added, give me a definite lead. Let me know if there is anything for me to do. The thought came quickly. Give a certain friend, who had helped her spiritually, $100. She told her friend, who said, wait and get another lead before giving it. So she waited, and that day met a woman who said to her, I gave someone $1 today. It was just as much for me as it would be for you to give someone 100. This was indeed an unmistakable lead, so she knew she was right in giving the $100. It was a gift which proved a great investment, for shortly after that, a large sum of money came to her in a remarkable way. Giving opens the way for receiving. In order to create activity in finances, one should give. Tithing, or giving 1/10 of one's income, is an old Jewish custom and is sure to bring increase. Many of the richest men in this country have been tithers, and I have never known it to fail as an investment. The 10th part goes forth and returns blessed and multiplied. But the gift or tithe must be given with love and cheerfulness, for God loveth a cheerful giver. Bills should be paid cheerfully. All money should be sent forth fearlessly and with a blessing. This attitude of mind makes man master of money. It is his to obey, and his spoken word then opens vast reservoirs of wealth. Man himself limits his supply by his limited vision. Sometimes the student has a great realization of wealth but is afraid to act. The vision and action must go hand in hand, as in the case of the man who bought the fur-lined overcoat. A woman came to me asking me to speak the word for a position. So I demanded, Infinite Spirit, open the way for this woman's right position.
He played it right.
Never ask for just a position. Ask for the right position, the place already planned in divine mind, as it is the only one that will give satisfaction. I then gave thanks that she had already received, and that it would manifest quickly. Very soon, she had 3 positions offered her, 2 in New York and 1 in Palm Beach, and she did not know which to choose. I said, ask for a definite lead. The time was almost up and was still undecided when one day she telephoned, when I woke up this morning, I could smell Palm Beach. She had been there before and knew its balmy fragrance. I replied, well, if you can smell Palm Beach from here, it is certainly your lead. She accepted the position, and it proved a great success. Often, one's lead comes at an unexpected time. One day, I was walking down the street when I suddenly felt a strong urge to go to a certain bakery a block or 2 away. The reasoning mind resisted, arguing, there is nothing there that you want. However, I had learned not to reason, so I went to the bakery, looked at everything, and there was certainly nothing there that I wanted. But coming out, I encountered a woman I had thought of often, and who was in great need of the help which I could give her. So often, one goes for one thing and finds another. Intuition is a spiritual faculty and does not explain, but simply points the way. A person often receives a lead during a treatment. The idea that comes may seem quite irrelevant, but some of God's leadings are mysterious. In the class one day, I was treating that each individual would receive a definite lead. A woman came to me afterwards and said, "While you were treating, I got the hunch to take my furniture out of storage and get an apartment." The woman had come to be treated for health. I told her I knew in getting a home of her own, her health would improve. And I added, "I believe your trouble, which is a congestion, has come from having things stored away. Congestion of things causes congestion in the body. You have violated the law of use, and your body is paying the penalty."
Holy shoot.
So I gave thanks that divine order was established in her mind, body, and affairs. People little dream of how their affairs react on the body. There is a mental correspondence for every disease. A person might receive instantaneous healing through the realization of his body being a perfect idea in divine mind, and therefore whole and perfect. But if he continues his destructive thinking, hoarding, hating, fearing, condemning, the disease will return. Jesus Christ knew that all sickness came from sin, but admonished the leper after the healing to go and sin no more, lest a worse thing come upon him. So man's soul, or subconscious mind, must be washed whiter than snow. For permanent healing, and the metaphysician is always delving deep for the correspondence. Jesus Christ said, "Condemn not, lest ye also be condemned. Judge not, lest ye be judged." Many people have attracted disease and unhappiness through condemnation of others. What man condemns in others, he attracts to himself. For example, a friend came to me in anger and distress because her husband had deserted her for another woman. She condemned the other woman and said continually she knew he was a married man and had no right to accept his attentions. I replied, "Stop condemning the woman, bless her, and be through with it."
Again, this is the game of life. Oh. The Game of Life and How to Play It. The Masterpiece Society's YouTube channel. Go check them out. Yeah. Try to get some kills while I listen to this shit.
With the situation. Otherwise, you are attracting the same thing to yourself. She was deaf to my words, and a year or two later became deeply interested in a married man herself. Man picks up a live wire whenever he criticizes or condemns, and may expect a shock. Indecision is a stumbling block in many a pathway. In order to overcome it, make the statement repeatedly, I am always under direct inspiration. I make right decisions quickly. These words impress the subconscious, and soon one finds himself awake and alert, making his right moves without hesitation. I have found it destructive to look to the psychic plane for guidance, as it is the plane of many minds and not the one mind. As man opens his mind to subjectivity, he becomes a target for destructive forces. The psychic plane is the result of man's mortal thought and is on the plane of opposites.
Oh, the tank was coming in.
He may receive either good or bad messages. The science of numbers and the reading of horoscopes keep man down on the mental or mortal plane, for they deal only with the karmic path. I know of a man who should have been dead years ago, according to his horoscope, but he is alive and a leader of one of the biggest movements in this country for the uplift of humanity. It takes a very strong mind to neutralize a prophecy of evil. The student should declare, every false prophecy shall come to naught. Every plan my Father in heaven has not planned shall be dissolved and dissipated. The divine idea now comes to pass. However, if any good message has ever been given one, of coming happiness or wealth, harbor and expect it, and it will manifest sooner or later through the law of expectancy. Man's will should be used to back the universal will. I will that the will of God be done. It is God's will to give every man every righteous desire of his heart, and man's will should be used to hold the perfect vision without wavering. The prodigal son said, "I will arise and go to my father." It is indeed often an effort of the will to leave the husks and swine of mortal thinking. It is so much easier for the average person to have fear than faith, so faith is an effort of the will. As man becomes spiritually awakened, he recognizes that any external inharmony is the correspondence of mental inharmony.
Every time I come around the corner.
If he stumbles or falls, he may know he is stumbling or falling in consciousness. One day, a student was walking along the street condemning someone in her thoughts. She was saying mentally, "That woman is the most disagreeable woman on earth," when suddenly 3 Boy Scouts rushed around the corner and almost knocked her over. She did not condemn the Boy Scouts, but immediately called on the law of forgiveness and saluted the divinity in the woman.
In the water.
Wisdom's way are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. When one has made his demands upon the universal, he must be ready for surprises. Everything may seem to be going wrong, but in reality, it is going right. For example, a woman was told that there was no loss in divine mind. Therefore, she could not lose anything which belonged to her. Anything lost would be returned, or she would receive its equivalent. Several years previously, she had lost $2,000. She had loaned the money to a relative during her lifetime, but the relative had died, leaving no mention of it in her will. The woman was resentful and angry, and as she had no written statement of the transaction, she never received the money. So she determined to deny the loss and collect the $2,000 from the Bank of the Universal. She had to begin by forgiving the woman, as resentment and unforgiveness closed the doors of this wonderful bank. She made this statement: "I deny loss. There is no loss in divine mind. Therefore, I cannot lose the $2,000 which belong to me by divine right. As one door shuts, another door opens."
Damn.
She was living in an apartment house which was for sale, and in the lease was a clause stating that if the house was sold, the tenants would be required to move out within 90 days. Suddenly, the landlord broke the leases and raised the rent. Again, injustice was on her pathway, but this time she was undisturbed. She blessed the landlord and said, "As the rent has been raised, it means that I'll be that much richer, for God is my supply." New leases were made out for the advanced rent, but by some divine mistake, the 90 days clause had been forgotten. Soon after, the landlord had an opportunity to sell the house. On account of the mistake in the new leases, the tenants held possession for another year. The agent offered each tenant $200 if he would vacate. Several families moved. 3 remained, including the woman. A month or 2 passed, and the agent again appeared. This time he said to the woman, "Will you break your lease for the sum of $1,500? It flashed upon her. Here comes the $2,000. She remembered having said to friends in the house, "We will act together if anything more is said about leaving." So her lead was to consult her friends. These friends said, "Well, if they've offered you $1,500, they will certainly give $2,000. So she received a check for $2,000 for giving up the apartment. It was certainly a remarkable working of the law, and the apparent injustice was merely opening the way for her demonstration. It proved that there is no loss, and when man takes his spiritual stand, he collects all that is his from this great reservoir of good. I will restore to you the years the locusts have eaten. The locusts are the doubts, fears, resentments, and regrets of mortal thinking. These adverse thoughts alone rob man, for no man gives to himself but himself, and no man takes away from himself but himself. Man is here to prove God and to bear witness to the truth, and he can only prove God by bringing plenty out of lack and justice out of injustice. Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive.
Oh, gotcha.
Chapter 9. perfect self-expression, or the divine design. No wind can drive my bark astray, nor change the tide of destiny.
What blew up?
There is for each man perfect self-expression. There is a place which he is to fill, and no one else can fill. Something which he is to do, which no one else can do. It is his destiny. This achievement is held a perfect idea in divine mind, awaiting man's recognition. As the imaging faculty is the creative faculty, it is necessary for man to see the idea before it can manifest. So man's highest demand is for the divine design of his life. He may not have the faintest conception of what it is, for there is possibly some marvelous talent hidden deep within him. His demand should be, Infinite Spirit, open the way for the divine design of my life to manifest. Let the genius within me now be released. Let me see clearly the perfect plan. The perfect plan includes health, wealth, love, and
dead
perfect
already.
self-expression.
Should have paid attention.
This is the square of life, which brings perfect happiness. When one has made this demand, he may find great changes taking place in his life, for nearly every man has wandered far from the divine design. I know in one woman's case, it was as though a cyclone had struck her affairs, but readjustments came quickly, and new and wonderful conditions took the place of old ones.
That should be good enough.
Perfect self-expression will never be labor, but of such absorbing interest that it will seem almost like play. The student knows also, as man comes into the world financed by God,
Holy shit, this the
supply
guy with the
needed
fucking
for his
armor?
perfect self-expression
Bitch.
will be
Trying
at
to
hand.
chase me down. Fool.
Many a genius has struggled for years with the problem of supply, when his spoken word and faith would have released quickly the necessary funds.
That's my dog.
For example, after the class one day, a man came to me and handed me a cent. He said, I have just 7 cents in the world, and I'm going to give you 1, for I have faith in the power of your spoken word.
Here we go again.
I want you to speak the word for my perfect self-expression and prosperity. I spoke the word and did not see him again until a year later. He came in one day successful and happy with a roll of yellow bills in his pocket. He said immediately
out there
after you spoke the
chilling.
word, I had a
Holy
position
shit.
offered
He
me
was
in a
trying to
distant
wait.
city
Melee.
and am now demonstrating health,
Melee's
happiness,
weak.
and supply. A woman's perfect self-expression may be in becoming a perfect wife, a perfect mother, a perfect homemaker, and not necessarily in having a public career. Demand definite leads, and the way will be made easy and successful. One should not visualize or force a mental picture. When he demands the divine design to come into his conscious mind, he will receive flashes of inspiration and begin to see himself making some great accomplishment. This is the picture or idea he must hold without wavering. The thing man seeks is seeking him. The telephone was seeking Bell. Parents should never force careers and professions upon their children. With a knowledge of spiritual truth, the divine plan could be spoken for early in childhood or prenatally. A prenatal treatment should be, let the God in this child have perfect expression. Let the divine design of his mind, body, and affairs be made manifest throughout his life, throughout eternity. God's will be done, not man's. God's pattern, not man's pattern, is the command we find running through all the scriptures. And the Bible is a book dealing with the science of the mind. It is a book telling man how to release his soul, or subconscious mind, from bondage. The battles described are pictures of man waging war against mortal thoughts. A man's foes shall be they of his own household. Every man is Jehoshaphat, and every man is David, who slays Goliath, mortal thinking, with the little white stone, faith. So man must be careful that he is not the wicked and slothful servant who buried his talent. There is a terrible penalty to be paid for not using one's ability. Often, fear stands between man and his perfect self-expression. Stage fright has hampered many a genius. This may be overcome by the spoken word or treatment. The individual then
fuck, I'm
loses
about to get
all
ran over.
self-consciousness and feels simply
Holy
that he is a
shit.
channel for infinite intelligence to express itself through. He is under direct inspiration, fearless
They gonna
and
take the tank
confident,
now if they
for he
smart.
feels that it is the Father within him who does the work. A
Jeez.
young boy came often to my class with his mother. He asked me to speak the word for his coming examinations at school. I told him to make the statement, "I am one with infinite intelligence. I know everything I should know on this subject." He had an excellent knowledge of history, but was not sure of his arithmetic. I saw him afterwards, and he said, "I spoke the word for my arithmetic and passed with the highest honors, but thought I could depend on myself for history and got a very poor mark."
Got your bitch ass.
Man
Oh,
often receives a setback
Wow.
when he is too sure of himself, which means he is
Exactly,
trusting to
just
his
like just
personality and not the Father within. Another one of my students gave me an example of this. She took an
We are
extended
getting
trip
whooped.
abroad one summer, visiting many countries where she was ignorant of the languages. She was calling for guidance and protection every minute, and her affairs went smoothly and miraculously. Her luggage was never delayed nor lost. Accommodations were always ready for her at the best hotels,
They are
and she
cooking.
had perfect service wherever she went. She returned to New York. Knowing the language, she felt God was no longer necessary, so looked after her affairs in an ordinary manner. Everything went wrong.
Oh,
Trunks
got your
delayed
bitch ass.
amid inharmony and confusion. The student must form the habit of practicing the presence of God every minute. In all thy ways acknowledge him. Nothing is too small or too great. Sometimes, an insignificant incident may be the turning point in a man's life. Robert Fulton, watching some boiling water simmering in a tea kettle, saw a steamboat. I have seen a student often keep back his demonstration through resistance or pointing the way. He pins his faith to one channel only and dictates
Got my
just the way he
drilling.
desires the manifestation to come,
Hey, these
which
dudes is
brings
good
things to a
tonight.
standstill. My way, not your way, is the command of infinite intelligence. Like all power,
can't even get the
be it
first
steam
round
or
of
electricity, it must have a non-resistant engine or instrument to work through, and man is that engine or instrument. Over and over again, man is told to stand still.
Oh, it's a dude I
O
could have
Judah,
swore I seen him
fear
too.
not, but tomorrow go
Laying
out against
down.
them, for the Lord will be with you. You shall not need to fight this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still, and see the salvation of the Lord with you. We see this in the incidents of the $2,000 coming to the woman through the landlord when she became non-resistant and undisturbed, and the woman who won the man's
don't have
love
to run
after
around,
all
but fuck
suffering had ceased. The student's goal is poise. Poise is power, for it gives God power a chance to rush through man, to will and to do its good pleasure. Poised, he thinks clearly and makes right decisions quickly. He never misses a trick. Anger blurs the visions, poisons
Yeah,
the blood,
finally.
is the root of many diseases,
Oh, and then another
causes
fucking-
wrong
they're
decision
hiding in
leading
the
to
corner.
failure. It has been
It's
named
crazy.
one of the worst sins, as its reaction is so harmful. The student learns that in metaphysics, sin has a much
Camping
broader meaning than in the
battlefield.
old teaching. Whatsoever is not of faith is sin. He finds that fear and worry are deadly sins. They are inverted faith, and through distorted mental pictures
Every
bring
time
to
I get
pass
in
the
them, it
thing
seems
he
like they start
fears.
getting shot at.
His work is to drive out these enemies from the subconscious mind. When man is fearless, he is finished. Maeterlinck says that man is God afraid. So as we read in the previous chapters, man can only vanquish fear by walking up to the thing he is afraid of. When Jehoshaphat and his army prepared to meet the enemy, singing Praise the Lord, for his mercy endureth forever, they found their enemies had destroyed each other, and there was nothing to fight. For example, a woman asked a friend to deliver a message to another friend. The woman feared to give the message, as the reasoning mind said, "Don't get mixed up in this affair. Don't give that message." She was troubled in spirit, for she had given her promise. At last she determined to walk up to the lion, and call on the law of divine protection.
Oh, there go a motherfucker.
She
I knew
met
it
the
was somebody
friend to
over
whom
here.
she was to deliver the message. She
Holy
opened
shit.
her mouth to speak it.
Oh,
The friend said,
I tried
so-and-so
to
has
get up
left
the
town.
roof.
This made it unnecessary to
enemy
give the
territory.
message, as the situation depended upon the person
Moving.
being in town. As she was willing to do it, she was not obliged to. As she
Full
did not
vehicle,
fear,
of course.
the situation vanished. The student often delays his demonstration through a belief in incompletion.
ass
He
keep
should
on
make this
riding
statement.
shit.
In divine mind, there is only one completion. Therefore, my demonstration is completed. My perfect work, my perfect home, my perfect health. Whatever he demands are perfect ideas registered in divine mind and must manifest under grace in a perfect way. He gives thanks he has already received on the invisible
course, the
and makes
thank is
active
coming.
preparation
Oh, no,
for
that's
receiving on the visible. One of my
On fire
students
like
was
a
in need
motherfucker.
of a financial demonstration. She came to me and asked why it was
Oh,
not
yeah.
completed. I replied, perhaps you were in the habit of leaving things
Oh, I
unfinished,
pulled up on him.
and the subconscious has gotten into the habit of not completing, as the without, so the within. She said, you are right. I often begin
Everybody's aim
things
is
and
on,
never
and
finish
mine
them.
isn't tonight.
I'll go home and finish something I commenced weeks ago, and I know it will be symbolic of my demonstration. So she sewed assiduously, and the article was soon
Assiduously?
complete.
What?
Shortly after, the money came in a most curious manner. Her husband was paid his salary twice that month. He told the people of their mistake, and they sent word to keep it. When man asks believing, he must receive, for God creates his own channels. I have been sometimes asked, suppose one has several talents.
What?
How was he
The
to know which
sniper
one
was
to
watching
choose?
that spot.
Demand to be shown definitely. Say, Infinite Spirit, give me a definite lead. Reveal to me my perfect self-expression. Show me which talent I am to make use of now. I have known people to suddenly enter a new line of work and be fully equipped with little or no training. So make the statement, I am fully equipped for the divine plan of my life, and be fearless in grasping opportunities. Some people are cheerful givers, but bad receivers. They refuse gifts through pride or some negative reason, thereby blocking their
that's the
channels
guy.
and invariably find themselves eventually with little or nothing. For example, a woman who had given away a great deal of money
Oh,
had
I
a
should've
gift
been
offered
ready.
her of several $1,000s.
I was going for my
She
fucking
refused to take
reload.
it,
He
saying
got
she did
dropped,
not
though.
need it. Shortly after that, her finances were tied up, and she found herself in debt for that
Yeah,
amount.
man.
Man should receive gracefully the bread returning to him upon the water. Freely ye have
Getting
given,
fucked up.
freely ye shall receive. There is always the perfect balance of giving and receiving. And though man should give without
but they
thinking
can't
of
get
returns,
over here either,
he
though.
violates law if he does not accept the returns which come to him. For all gifts are from God, man being merely the channel. A thought of lack
see
should
him.
never be held over the giver. For example, when the man gave me the 1 cent, I did not say, poor man, he cannot afford to give me
In there,
that.
but I can't go
I saw him
step
rich and
over there.
prosperous, with his supply pouring in.
Crazy.
It was this thought which brought it. If one has been a bad receiver, he must become a good one and take even a postage stamp if it is given him, and open up his channels for receiving. The Lord loveth a cheerful receiver as well as a cheerful giver. I have often been asked why one man is born rich and healthy and another poor and sick. Where there is an effect, there is always a cause. There is no such thing as
Oh,
chance.
that's why the man.
This question
Okay,
is
I need to go
answered through the
here.
law of reincarnation. Man goes through many births and deaths until he knows the truth which sets him free. He is drawn back to the earth plane through unsatisfied desire to pay his karmic debts or to fulfill his destiny. The man born rich and healthy has had pictures in his
Where the fuck did he
subconscious
go,
mind
man?
in his past life of health and riches, and the poor and sick man
Crazy.
of disease and poverty. Man manifests on any plane the sum total of his subconscious beliefs. However, birth and death are man-made laws, for the wages of sin is death, the Adamic fall in consciousness through the belief in two powers. The real man, spiritual man, is birthless and deathless. He never was born and has never died. As he was in the beginning, he is now and ever shall be. So through the truth, man is set free from the law of karma, sin, and death, and manifests the man made in his image and likeness.
Okay, he got 6 health.
Man's freedom comes through
Somebody
fulfilling
shoot
his
him for
destiny,
me.
bringing into manifestation the divine
thank
design
you.
of his life. His Lord will say unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast
why
been
is everybody
faithful
killing
over a
me?
few things. I will make thee
doing
ruler
all right.
over many
Too bad,
things,
but
death
it's probably
itself.
because I ain't got it up super
Enter
loud.
thou into the joy
I know that
of
normally
thy
play
Lord,
this shit super loud.
eternal life.
But I'm trying to listen to this
Chapter 10, Denials and Affirmations. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be
That's a lose
established
again.
unto thee. All the good that is to be made manifest in man's life
I gotta pay
is
attention
already
better.
an accomplished fact in divine mind, and is released through man's recognition or spoken word. So he must be careful to decree that only the divine idea be made manifest. For often
Sheesh.
he decrees, through his idle words, failure or misfortune. It is therefore of the utmost importance to word one's demands correctly, as stated in a previous chapter. If one desires a home, friend, position, or any other good thing, make the demand for the divine selection. For example, Infinite Spirit, open the way for my right home, my right
Oh, I get a
friend,
100
my
round
right
clip
position.
on this
I
guy.
give
What the
thanks
fuck?
it now manifests under grace in a perfect way. The latter part of the statement is most important. For example, I knew a woman who demanded $1,000. Her daughter was injured, and they received $1,000 indemnity, so it did not come in a perfect way. The demand should have been worded in this way: Infinite Spirit, I give thanks that the $1,000 which is mine by divine right is now released and reaches me under grace in a perfect way. As one grows in a financial consciousness, he should demand that the enormous sums of money which are his by divine right reach him under grace in perfect ways. It is impossible for man to release more than he thinks is possible, for one is bound by the limited expectancies of the subconscious. He must enlarge his expectancies in order to receive in a larger way. Man so often limits himself in his demands. For example, a student made the demand for $600 by a certain date. He did receive it, but heard afterwards that he came very near receiving $1,000, but he was given just $600 as the result of his spoken word. They limited the Holy One of Israel. Wealth is a matter of consciousness. The French have a legend giving an example of this. A poor man was walking along a road when he met a traveler who stopped him and said, My good friend, I see you are poor. Take this gold nugget, sell it, and you will be rich all your days. The man was overjoyed at his good fortune and took the nugget home. He immediately found work and became so prosperous that he did not sell the nugget. Years passed and he became a very rich man. One day, he met a poor man on the road. He stopped him and said, My good friend, I will give you this gold nugget, which if you sell, will make you rich for life. The mendicant took the nugget, had it valued, and found it was only brass. So we see the first man became rich through feeling rich, thinking the nugget was gold. Every man has within himself a gold nugget. It is his consciousness of gold, of opulence, which brings riches into his life. In making his demands, man begins at his journey's end. That is, he declares he has already received. Before ye call, I shall answer. Continually affirming establishes the belief in the subconscious. It would not be necessary to make an affirmation more than once if one had perfect faith. One should not plead or supplicate, but give thanks repeatedly that he has received. The desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. This rejoicing, which is yet in the desert, state of consciousness, opens the way for release. The Lord's Prayer is in the form of command and demand. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And ensign prays, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Concerning the works of my hands, command ye me. So prayer is command and demand, praise and thanksgiving. The student's work is in making himself believe that with God, all things are possible. This is easy enough to state in the abstract, but a little more difficult when confronted with a problem. For example, it was necessary for a woman to demonstrate a large sum of money within a stated time. She knew she must do something to get a realization, for realization is manifestation, and she demanded a lead.
Damn, he's right over here.
She was walking through a department store when she saw a very beautiful pink enamel paper cutter.
Oh, it's a little tank, though.
She felt the pull towards it. The thought came, I haven't a paper cutter good enough to open letters containing large checks. So she bought the paper cutter, which the reasoning mind would have called an extravagance. When she held it in her hand, she had a flash of a picture of herself opening an envelope containing a large check. And in a few weeks, she received the money. The pink paper cutter was her bridge of active faith. Many stories are told of the power of the subconscious when directed in faith. For example, a man was spending the night in a farmhouse. The windows of the room had been nailed down, and in the middle of the night, he felt suffocated and made his way in the dark to the window. He could not open it, so he smashed the pane with his fist, drew in drafts of fine, fresh air, and had a wonderful night's sleep. The next morning, he found he had smashed the glass of a bookcase, and the window had remained closed during the whole night. He had supplied himself with oxygen simply by his thought of oxygen. When a student starts out to demonstrate, he should never turn back. Let not that man who
he's
wavers
standing in the corner.
think
Can
that
you
he shall
believe it?
receive anything of the Lord. A student once made this wonderful statement. When I ask the Father for anything, I put my foot down and I say, Father,
See, that's why
I'll take nothing less than I've asked for, but more.
Complete demolishment.
So man
of
should never
rooms
compromise.
to be
Having done all, stand. This is sometimes the most difficult time of
whack.
demonstrating.
You could just stand in the
Temptation
corner.
comes to give up, turn back, to compromise. He also serves who only stands and waits. Demonstrations often come at the 11th hour because man then lets go, that is, stops reasoning, and infinite intelligence has a chance to work.
Right.
Man's dreary desires are answered drearily, and his impatient desires long delayed or violently fulfilled. For example, a woman asked me why it was she was constantly losing or
I didn't
breaking
hit
her
none of those.
glasses.
That's what I'm talking about today.
We found she often said to herself and others with vexation, I wish I could get rid of my glasses. So her impatient desire was violently fulfilled. What she should have demanded was perfect eyesight, but what she registered in the subconscious was simply the impatient desire to be rid of her glasses, so they were continually being broken or lost. Two attitudes of mind cause loss. Depreciation, as in the case of the woman who did not appreciate her husband, or fear of loss, which makes a picture of
There
loss
must
in
have
the
been. I was about to say, it
subconscious.
had to be two of them because
When
there
a
was
student
no
is
way.
able to let go of his problem, cast his burden, he will have instantaneous manifestation.
Got that.
For example, a woman was out during a very stormy day and her umbrella was blown inside out. She was about to make a call on some people whom she had never met, and she did not wish to make her first appearance with a dilapidated umbrella. She could not throw it away, as it did not belong to her. So in desperation, she exclaimed, "Oh God, you take charge of this umbrella. I don't know what to do." A moment later, a voice behind her said, "Lady, do you want your umbrella mended?" There stood an umbrella mender. She replied, "Indeed I do." The man mended the umbrella while she went into the house to pay her call. And when she returned, she had a good
Crazy.
umbrella. So there is always
I
an
didn't know.
umbrella mender at hand on man's pathway when one puts the umbrella or situation in God's hands. One should always follow a denial with an affirmation. For example, I was called on the phone late one night to treat a man whom I had never seen. He was apparently very ill. I made the statement,
Damn,
I
I gotta get
deny
back.
this appearance of disease. It is unreal, therefore cannot register in his consciousness. This man is a perfect idea in divine mind, pure substance expressing perfection.
The next morning, he was much better, and the following day, out attending to his business.
There is no time or space in divine mind. Therefore, the word reaches instantly its destination and does not return void. I have treated patients in Europe and have found that the result was instantaneous. I am asked so often the difference between visualizing and visioning. Visualizing is a mental process governed by the reasoning or conscious mind. Visioning is a spiritual process governed by intuition or the superconscious mind. The student should train his mind to receive these flashes of inspiration and work out the divine pictures through definite leads. When a man can say, I desire only that which God desires for me, his false desires fade from the consciousness, and a new set of blueprints is given him by the master architect, the God within. God's plan for each man transcends the limitation of the reasoning mind, and is always the square of life, containing health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. Many a man is building for himself in imagination a bungalow when he should be building a palace. If a student tries to force a demonstration through the reasoning mind, he brings it to a standstill. I will hasten it, saith the Lord. He should act only through intuition or definite leads. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently. Trust also in him, and he will bring it to pass. I have seen the law work in the most astonishing manner. For example, a student stated that it was necessary for her to have $100 by the following day. It was a debt of vital importance which had to be met. I spoke the word, declaring spirit was never too late and that the supply was at hand. That evening, she phoned me of the miracle. She said that the thought came to her to go to her safety deposit box at the bank to examine some papers. She looked over the papers, and at the bottom of the box was a new $100 bill. She was astounded and said she knew she had never put it there, for she had gone through the papers many times. It may have been a materialization, as Jesus Christ materialized the loaves and fishes. Man will reach the stage where his word is made flesh, or materialized instantly. The fields ripe with the harvest will manifest immediately, as in all of the miracles of Jesus Christ. There is a tremendous power alone in the name of Jesus Christ. It stands for truth made manifest. He said, whatsoever ye ask the Father,
I'm up,
in
but
your
I'm back
name,
down.
he will give it to you. The power of this name raises the student into
Holy
the
shit.
fourth dimension,
Oh, that's
where
fucked
he is
up. The
free
truck
from
drove
all
past and fucked
astral
up all
and
my
psychic
bullets.
influences, and he becomes unconditioned and absolute, as God himself is unconditioned and absolute. I have seen many healings accomplished by using the words in the name of Jesus Christ. Christ was both person and principle, and the Christ within each man is his Redeemer and salvation. The Christ within is his own fourth dimensional self, the man made in God's image and likeness. This is the self which has never failed, never known sickness or sorrow, was never born, and has never died. It is the resurrection and the life of each man. No man cometh to the Father save by the Son, means that God, the universal, working on the place of the particular, becomes the Christ in man. And the Holy Ghost means God in action. So daily, man is manifesting the Trinity of Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Man should make an art of thinking. The master thinker is an artist and is careful to paint only the divine designs upon the canvas of his mind. And he paints these pictures with masterly strokes of power and decision, having perfect faith that there is no power to mar their perfection, and that they shall manifest in his life the ideal made real. All power is given man through right thinking, to bring his heaven upon his earth, and this is the goal of the game of life. The simple rules are fearless faith, non-resistance, and love. May each reader be now freed from that thing which has held him in bondage through the ages, standing between him and his own, and know the truth which makes him free. Free to fulfill his destiny, to bring into manifestation the divine design of his life, health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Denials and affirmations. For prosperity. God is my unfailing supply, and large sums of money come to me quickly, under grace, in perfect ways. For right conditions. Every plan my Father in heaven has not planned shall be dissolved and dissipated, and the divine idea now comes to pass. For right conditions. Only that which is true of God is true of me, for I and the Father are one. For faith. As I am one with God, I am one with my good, for God is both the giver and the gift. I cannot separate the giver from the gift. For right conditions. Divine love now dissolves and dissipates every wrong condition in my mind, body, and affairs. Divine love is the most powerful chemical in the universe and dissolves everything which is not of itself. For health. Divine love floods my consciousness with health, and every cell in my body is filled with light. For eyesight. My eyes are God's eyes. I see with the eyes of spirit. I see clearly the open way. There are no obstacles on my pathway. I see clearly the perfect plan.
All of them is right there. I could have got it.
For guidance. I am divinely sensitive to my intuitive leads and give instant obedience to thy will. For the hearing. My ears are God's ears. I hear with the ears of spirit. I am non-resistant and am willing to be led. I hear glad tidings of great joy. For right work. I have a perfect work in a perfect way. I give a perfect service for perfect pay. For freedom from all bondage.
It's going down over there.
I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I go free.
That one. I need an armored vehicle. Oh shit! Of course, I put it right where a tank is coming. Oh shit. Oh shit, boy. Ain't trying to get me. Oh shit. Oh, the tank still. This tank is still. I didn't disappear. Thanks. Having a subpar average night, but maybe below average. Or no, I'm having a great night. I'm speaking into existence, motherfuckers. On the game, especially. Oh shit. What just shot at me? Who are you shooting at? How does that even happen? Oh shit. What? What? See, they got friends and shit. They got buddies. Dude just picked him up right away. Like, oh, I got you, bro. Alright, squad. These niggas on their own. Holy shit. I ain't walking in that shit. Can't see nothing. What the fuck is going on? Hey, come here. Hey, come here. Away we go. Oh, God. There. Ah, they won't let me in. There we go.
Ready with package. Call in for support.
Holy shit, I can't see nothing. helping out. Alright, fuck it.
Protect this sector. Grenade! Do not allow them to overwhelm our defenses.
Damn. Damn, they fucking throwing grenades in here and shit, alright. Holy shit. Whoa, what the oh, incendiary grenade launcher. Alright, I get it now. I gotta get that shit on my gun too. I was wondering what that was. Holy shit. Bitch. Shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. You about to learn shit what they're talking about. Oh, what? What? How did these? Oh, there's a grenade. I was about to say, he's not even looking over here. Anyways, I'll holler at y'all later, man. Subpar, average, whatever. Kill me. Take a fucking walk.